Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Students, now we are going to prove our next formula, which is the ratio formula. And in this lecture, I am going to prove this formula as well as your question number 12. So we start with the statement of a ratio formula. It states that if A and B be 2 points with position vector A and B respectively. Students, I am going to present this statement with the help of a diagram and also color language. So, suppose a point A. So, this is your point O, this is your point A. So, OA be a vector having position vector A, and again B is another point, so take a point B having position vector B. Okay, so A and B both having position vector A and B respectively. Any problem? I am going to present this statement into some different parts. So first part is to take A and B 2 points, and the second part is if a point P divide this line segment AB in the ratio P and Q. Now take a point P, you can see this is your point P, which divide this line segment in the ratio P and Q. This is your second part of the statement. Hope you understand this. And the third part is you have to find the position vector of this point. We say suppose that the position vector of this point P is R. Then the position vector of this point P will be equal to QA plus PB over P plus Q. Mean you have to prove this position vector must be equal to this. You can remember this formula very easily by a multiplication sign. You can see you can multiply this A with Q, it's opposite multiplication, or just a cross sign, A into P and P into B. You can also see a color language related to this formula. So this is a statement of the ratio formula. Now I am going to prove the statement. Okay, so we start with the given statement, which is given that A and B are position vector of the point A and B respectively. So draw a point A and B having position vector A and B respectively. Any problem? Hope you understand this. Now position vector of OA will be, OA is equal to A, then OB must be is equal to B according to your statement. Any problem? Next point is, let R be the position vector of the point P. The position vector of the point P must be equal to R, and then position vector OP must be equal to R. Any problem? Okay. Then this point P divide this line segment AB by ratio P and Q. So this is your point P, this is your ratio Q. So this point P divide this line segment by P ratio Q. Any problem? Now you can say that measure of vector AP ratio measure of vector PB. This AP and PB must be equal to P ratio Q, or you can write the last step as well. Measure of AP vector measure of PB vector is equal to P over Q. Okay, so just cross multiply this last step. So just multiply Q with this and P with this. So we have Q into measure of AP vector and P into measure of PB vector. Got it? Any problem? Now just simplify the last step, which I am going to solve in next slide. We have QAP is equal to P into PB vector. Now by using the definition, what will be the value of AP. AP will be or must be equal to OP minus OA by using definition, and PB is equal to OB minus OP. Any problem by using definition? And what was the value of OP, which we suppose in the last slide? Watch, OP is equal to R, and what was the value of OA? Any? Okay, OA will be equal to A. So just replaces the value of OP and OA in left hand side. In right hand side, what was the value of OB? Yes, OB is equal to B and OP is equal to R. So student, just simplify this. Just multiply Q with R minus A and P with vector B minus R. We have QR minus QA, P into B and PR. So just shuffle this negative PR becomes plus PR on right hand side, and this QA becomes plus QA on right hand side. Just taking R common from left hand side, we have R into P plus Q is equal to this. Just divide this P plus Q on right hand side. You can see that you have your formula, which is equal to QA plus PB over Q plus B. Any problem? Okay. Now, a Corollary which is related to this ratio formula, if P is the midpoint of AB, then the ratio PQ must be equal to 1:1. So, by just replacing the values of P and Q 1:1, we have R is equal to A plus B over 2. So the positive vector of P must be equal to A plus B over 2. Just remember this result also. Any problem? So student, now we are going to solve our question 12, which is related to this ratio formula, and it states that you have to find the position vector of the point division of the line segment joining the following pair of points in the given ratio. In part 1, we have given 2 points, point C with 2i minus 3j and point D with position vector 3i and 2j and a ratio 4:3. You have to find the position vector with divide this line segment. So first we suppose this point OC by OC vector, because C having a position vector 2i minus 3j. So I suppose this with a vector A, also a point D. So represent this C vector as well, and also a point D. Suppose this must be equal to B, which is equal to 3i plus 2j. Make a diagram. OD is equal to vector B. Any problem? Okay. Now, R is the position vector of the point P, which divides this line segment CD in the ratio P and Q. And what will be the value of P? Yes, the ratio between P and Q given 4:3. Then P is equal to 4 and Q is equal to 3. And we know that by using ratio formula, R is equal to QA plus PB over Q plus B. So students, just replaces the value of A, B and P in this formula. We have Q is equal to 3, A is equal to 2i minus 3j, P is equal to 4 and B is equal to 3i plus 2j. Just multiplying 3 with this 2i and 3j, we have 6j minus 9j. 4 into 3, 12, 4 into 2, 8. Or more simplifying, we have 18i minus j over 7, or just write it I component 18 over 7i minus 1 over 7j. So by using this formula, it's a very simple way to solve this, but this thing must be drawn on every question. In every question, you must draw this diagram. Any problem? Now I am going to solve your question number part 12, part 2. Again, you have to find the position vector. This time the points, 2 points are given, a point E having position vector 5j and point F having position vector 4i plus j, and the ratio is 2:5. So same question, we suppose that OE vector is equal to A having position vector 5j. So draw OE having position vector A, which is equal to 5j, and point F. So OF is equal to B, having position vector B, which is equal to 4i plus j. Now, as we did in previous question, you have to find the position vector. So say R is the position vector of the point P, which divides it in the ratio what? P ratio Q. And what will be the value of P? P is equal to 2 and Q is equal to 5. So write P is equal to 2, Q is equal to 5 on your diagram. So by using the ratio formula, which is equal to R is equal to QA plus PB or Q plus P, just remember the cross sign, just multiply this A with Q, P with B, you have your formula. Now just replaces the value of P, Q and A, B. Just multiplying 5 into 5, 25, 2 into 4, 8 plus 2j, or more simplifying, we have 8i plus 27j over 7, or you can write it I component 8 over 7i and 27 over 7j. Any problem? Now I am going to discuss question number 12 part 2 again. Why? Because in some book we have a different statement regarding this part, which state that the point E with position vector not 5j, instead of 5j it says 5i. So I am going to solve this part with another statement, which is, so the only difference is the point E having position vector 5i. In previous part we have 5j. So that is the main difference. So very simple way to solve again this, we suppose that OE is equal to vector OA, again make a diagram, and then OF is equal to 4i plus j, having B. R is the position vector. We have a same ratio, P is equal to 2 and Q is equal to 5, just the difference is A is equal to 5i. So by just putting the value in the ratio formula, we have 25i plus 8i plus 2j, or more simplifying, we have 33 over 7i and 2 over 7j. So that's it. It's a different way, different statement to solve this question. So student, that is for now. Inshallah, we will meet in our next lecture. Okay, Allah Hafiz.